We also had a fantastic game between the Saints-Texans. I thought we got spoiled. It was epic. I thought you saw outstanding quarterback play on both parts. You saw, Drew Brees, one of the greatest towards the twilight of his career. Deshaun Watson coming to his own, making a case for why he should be in the conversation for MVP. If I was you, Raja Bell, and I had young boys who play football and one of them plays quarterback, I would say watch not only how Deshaun Watson plays the game, but how he handles himself, how he prepares, how he goes about his business. I think he is the model quarterback for what the NFL is becoming. I love the way he plays the game.
Which begs the question. I did. My son, I had put him to sleep. He had done his push-ups, done his homework, and I pulled him out of bed to watch like the last couple drives with me to watch. This was a question I was left like wondering. How do you take Mitchell Trubisky over Deshaun Watson? Like, how do you do that?
Question.
Patrick Mahomes, I got it. Like, you didn't really know what that was. You know what I mean? You got him. But that dude had won, like, he had been in the national championship game twice, right?
Like,
he had won
he
one.
Had dominated Bama.
How do you?
I have no idea. Deshaun Watson was number one on my board. What I thought was NFL teams are overthinking this.
Right.
Kind of like Baker Mayfield, his comments on Daniel Jones.
Right.
Remember he said, they don't take in wins, losses. They overthink things. I think they overthought it. If I was a coach, I would always put in, how do you play against the best competition? Like, I don't care what you're doing at Clemson when you're blowing out Wake Forest.
Correct.
What do you do against Alabama? He had 8 touchdowns and 1 interception in those 2. One he won, 1 he lost. But it wasn't his fault when they lost. He was dominant in those games, took over them. I don't understand what I don't understand what teams were thinking when they let him drop that pass. And if you put him next to Mitch Trubisky, it was not even close, whether it was on film or even throwing in practice.
That was what I was left wondering last night. And then the other question I want to ask you is a very real thing. Is there any potential that he winds up like Andrew Luck to some degree? Like, I mean, how could you not protect him? This is 2 years now, right? Like, how could you not?
It's been his whole career. They've never done an outstanding job of protecting him. But last year he had one of the worst offensive lines in football. And when you say, will he become the Andrew Luck, I say, yes, it's already happening before your eyes. And not that he retires and quits like Andrew Luck did, but that he gets banged up and it sabotages his career. Because even last night, before the last drive of the game, he's out there massaging his back because he was getting destroyed. 6 sacks. Right. I will say this.
The last 2 balls that he threw.
He was getting drilled. The touchdown pass he made to put them up. We sound like we're talking to Deshaun Watson like they won. We know that they lost. We'll get to that. But that's one of the things I love about him. He is one of the toughest quarterbacks you get. Right. Last year, think about this. He couldn't fly with the team because he has a lung issue, so he takes a bus and still plays.
Right.
That's craziness.
That's deep.
But here's the one thing I will say. Laramie Tunsil was playing. They traded for him for the Dolphins. Maybe he's still getting comfortable in the scheme, his guard next to him. But they have to do a better job or else they will sabotage his career and derail it the same way the Colts did with Andrew Luck. Because you do not want – Andrew Luck said the reason he retired was the cycle of injury, pain, rehab. Injury, pain, rehab. Deshaun Watson is kind of in that cycle, and you better get him out in a hurry before it's too late and you've damaged somebody permanently for the rest of their career.